Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone. Welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone. Follow my Snapchat at @thereal_HM and follow me on my business page at Brishari, y'all, because the denim bags, the black denim bags that everybody be asking for, they'll be restocked tomorrow. But anyway, let's go ahead and get straight to the story. So I have made a tweet and it's so funny because I have put this on Twitter and I said, if I don't have this money by next month, I'm gonna go to jail. Basically, whatever. So it's funny because when I had put it on there, somebody was like, could we get a story time behind it? Because I was like, yeah, the IRS, all this other stuff. So it just reminded me, and I'm like, I never told the story on how things kind of got started, but yeah. So let me go ahead and tell it, because this was a crazy situation. It was a crazy situation. This was a while back. Y'all already know, remember when I told y'all the story time about when enemy had stole my taxes? Yeah, so those was the taxes in question. So okay, so let's take it back. Let's go back. So I was stressed out every time around tax season come. I was fucking tired of seeing everybody that had kids popping out with like 10 racks, putting money to their ears, buying brand new cars, getting crab legs, and doing the most. I was stressed out because I'm like, I ain't got no dependent. So y'all know already, if you ain't got no dependent and you file your taxes, you ain't really getting nothing back for real. You might get something back and you might not get shit back. Like, it just was stressful, and that shit used to irritate me so bad. So one year I had tried to go and I went to, I heard you could file, like as a college student, you could get a tax credit or whatever, and you could get $1,000. So I'm like, that would be perfect, because for back then I wasn't never even consistent with working a job long enough to get an income tax, period. So I don't know why I was stressed out. Bitch, you wasn't getting an income tax because your ass wasn't working a job consistently enough. Anyway, but yeah, so it was like this tax credit thing. They had said if you're a college student, you could get $1,000, whatever. I had tried to go do it at Liberty Tax. They played the fuck out of me. I think I did pay them to file it, but I never had got that money. So I don't even know if they actually did it or what happened. Never trust a nigga spinning a sign. Okay, so anyway, now let's fast forward to the next year. I'm stressed still because I already see people rolling in with their money, big new Rolex chains on. I got me a little ass rope. Ain't nothing really happening good in my life, so I'm stressed out. So I was like, okay, this the year I'm gonna stop being a scary ass bitch and I'm gonna file some taxes. So it was this girl on Instagram, and she had put like she do taxes or whatever, she could get you back $1 million, all this other shit, right? I was skeptical because I was like, I don't know, but I see her every year doing this shit, and she was like real known around LA. So I ended up hitting her up and I was like, hey girl, like I wanted to file taxes or whatever. But y'all know back then I used to have beef with a lot of people, and I was like, hey girl, I want to file taxes. So she was like, okay, basically she was talking to me like she didn't know that she was a fucking scammer. So I'm just thinking like, this bitch really gonna play like, bitch, if that was the case, I would have went to H&R Block, TurboTax online, and did it myself. So anyway, she was just acting dumb as fuck, like, oh, you didn't even work enough, da 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 da. So I'm like, yeah, I heard you the girl to come to that make magic, so what's good? She like, I don't know what you talking about. Who hurt you, bitch? So I had to think about it, and I was like, dang, I asked my sister. I was like, hey girl, did you file your taxes yet? So she was like, no, I ain't filed yet. Mind you, my sister have 3 sons, not Jay, my other sister. So I was all like, oh no, at this point she only had 2. So I was like, did you file your taxes yet? And she was like, no, I'm gonna file them though. So I was asking her, I'm like, can I file one of your kids? So she was just like, oh no, like you can't, because you're not gonna get much back from them, and I might as well. Because I was like, okay, I'll give you, we could split the money or whatever. You know how people act to file your kid and they want to split the money? So she's like, oh, you're not gonna get as much that I could get back, so no. So I was like, dang, I was just so irritated. So finally I had thought about it, and I was like, wait, I know a family member, I ain't gonna say no names, but I know a family member who used to be the tax plug. So I was like, let me ask this family member. And it was kind of fucked up of me to think that, because I was really on some selfish shit. And that's probably why I got in this situation anyway. I was on some selfish shit, not even caring, because this same family member had went to jail for tax fraud. And the nerve of me to come ask them, hey, pull out some tricks from your old book and do it just for me. You know, that's basically what I was on, because a bitch needed some money. I was poor. So anyway, well, I seen the person, whatever, I'm at home chilling, the person is chilling too, and I walk in there and I'm just like, hey, what's up? The person, he's like, what's up? I'm like, yeah, it's a nice day out. He like, yeah, you know, just making small talk. I'm like, who is that season? He like, what season? I'm like, it's tax season. Everybody filing taxes, getting their taxes. So he like, yep, just still watching the TV. And I'm like, did you file your taxes? He like, yep. Already filed. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't filed yet. I'm still waiting to file, you know, because I just, you know, was still trying to figure out some stuff. He's like, oh, you doing it online? Like, just do it yourself on TurboTax. So I'm like, yeah, I was going to do that. I was like, but I was just having a little issue or whatever that I couldn't get over yet. So I was just taking my time to see, like, if somebody could help me out. You know, I'm just really not even going straight into what the fuck I wanted. So he like, oh, okay. I just remember staring at him because I'm talking. I'm just staring at him, smiling. He's scrolling through his phone like, and he'll look up at the TV. Sometimes he'll glance over at me like, where the fuck you getting at with this shit? So I'm just like, yep. I wish I had somebody to help me out, you know, because I don't be really getting nothing. I don't get nothing back for real because, you know, I don't have a dependent. I wish somebody could help me out with that. So he's like, yeah, if you had a dependent, you'll get some money back. I'm like, right? But I don't got one. So he just like, mm-hmm. And I was getting irritated because I'm like, you know what the fuck I want? Like, stop acting stupid. You know why I'm here. So anyway, we in the living room and I'm still just trying to hint around. And it's like, you know why I want what I want from you. Like, you know that I want you to do something for me. But I don't know why I just wasn't about to be like, asking. I don't know why I just wasn't forward and told him like, hey, can you do this? So we still just sitting there and I'm still just like, yeah. So then I was like, dang, like I wish I knew how to do it. Like I wish I knew how to like finish it off on the website. So he like, what did you need help with? So when he said that, y'all, I lit up because I'm thinking like, oh shit, I got him. So he's like, what did you need help with? So I'm like, I was trying to add like a school credit. I'm like, because I did it before and it didn't work. So he's like, oh, you didn't go to Liberty Tax? So I'm like, I went with them last year and they didn't do my school credit right. So I'm like, I know it's like a credit so I could get something back. I'm trying to figure out ways like, what can I do to get like some money back? You know, something back, a little something. So he like, I don't know. He was like, you don't got really nothing for real. He was like, let me see. He looking at my W-2s. I'm getting excited. He was like, you don't really got nothing for real. He was like, but I'll see. Like, I'm going to see. I'm excited because I'm like, oh, he better help me, y'all. I know how you get down. I'm finna get like 20 million. But I was just super happy or whatever. So he like, yeah, I'm going to see. I'll help you out or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, you got me? Like, you got me? He like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, so you gonna do it for me? He like, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna look out. I'm gonna see what I can do. Just like, let me take a look at it and then I'll like help you out or whatever. So y'all, I'm excited, whatever, right? So fast forward, I'm talking about it to like my sister. I'm telling her like, yeah, girl, but I ain't saying too much because I already know phones was tapped at one point because of this. So I'm just like, yeah, girl, you know, I'm finna, you know, look out. So probably like 2 days later, because he didn't say nothing to me. He ended up coming up to me and he was like, yeah, your W-2s was really crazy because I had like 4. Because one thing about me, I was always that person who had a new job, but I never was there long enough. So, I had like 4 W-2s saying that I worked at a job probably like 2 weeks or a month. It was just stupid. I used to really have so many different jobs. But anyway, so he was like, yeah, your W-2s really wasn't nothing. That I could see why you don't be getting them back. So he laughing or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but you got me? He was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, but I knew you wanted to do like a hookup. And he was like, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm not about that life no more. Like, I don't do that shit no more. You know, I went to jail for it. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm over here smiling like, yeah, but you did it for me. How selfish of me, right? So I'm thinking that in my head and I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm just smiling. He's like, yeah, so I gave your information to, let's go ahead and get this person a name. He said he gave it to his cousin, which this person is a cousin of my mama's too. But look, not to be throwing shade, but I ain't gonna say who it is, but let's just get this person a name. Let's just name the person Jamie. He gonna say, I gave your information to Jamie because he doing taxes this year, like he got a guy. So when he told me that, I was like, you got my information to who? Because when he said it, mind you, this is a person I know, but I don't communicate or know this person like that. Like, this person is my mom's cousin. Like, and you know it's on the daddy side. Y'all already know how big from the family members from your daddy side. You never trust them. And this is a family member from her daddy side. So when he's like, yeah, I gave it to Jamie, I'm like, Jamie? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, who is Jamie? And he was like, Jamie, you know, Jamie family, da 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 da. So I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, Jamie doing it, whatever. He's like, he got a guy, he gonna look over. He's like, cause you know, I'm not in that life no more and I'm not about to do that. So no, I was pissed. Cause it's like, if you wasn't gonna do it, why the fuck you didn't ask me if I was okay with this Jamie character doing it? So I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, but I gave Jamie your number. He gonna reach out to you or whatever like that. And he'll let you know it's cool. So I'm like, all right, as he's talking, my cousin had overheard. So he was like, oh yeah, Jamie guy's doing mine too. Like, he doing mine. But mind you, my cousin, he wasn't doing nothing too crazy because he wasn't doing nothing crazy at all because he have a dependent. So he was like, yeah, his people doing mine too. So I was like, oh, for real? So now I'm feeling a little better. He like, yeah, he cool or whatever. I'm like, you went through him before? He like, nah, this is my first time. But yeah, he cool people or whatever. Like, I met him, I talked to him, whatever. So he cool. He's like, yeah, just let me know if you have any issues or whatever, if you need me to communicate, because he know Jamie more. He's like, but if you need me to talk to him or whatever, just let me know. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm excited now because I'm like, okay, did he tell you how much you gonna get back? So he telling me an amount, and I'm just getting my hopes up, even though I know I don't have no dependent, but I'm like, okay, he gonna give me back something good. So I'm excited about it, right? Probably like the next day, because I'm wondering, like, when is he gonna hit me up? They don't take that long to file some damn taxes. So I'm like thinking, like, when is he gonna hit me up? So like the next day he ended up hitting me up like, hey Symone, this Jamie. So I'm like, oh hey. So he was like, yeah, my guy's gonna start working on yours today. He was like, but yeah, he just needed like I forgot something else he had asked me. So he was like, yeah, he just need this or whatever. He was like, and he about to be good to go. Like, he gonna work on your taxes. Mind you, that's why it was already annoying too, because if I don't know, I was kind of thirsty that year, I ain't gonna lie, but you gave this man my social, everything. You could have asked me if I was okay with this shit. But anyway, let's finish the story. So anyway, so he told me like he gonna work on mine today and all this other stuff. He'll let me know what else he need, if he need anything else, but that's just what he needed. So I had sent him whatever the fuck that was, and then yeah, that was it. So I'm excited still. I've just kept asking my cousin about it more and more because I'm just like super unsure, but I'm excited at the same time, and I just thought it was like too good to be true. So Jamie ended up reaching back out to me probably like the next day. Let's fast forward to like the next day. Jamie had hit me up and was just like, okay, he sent me a screenshot of him and old boy's messages, but he blocked out the person's messages, the person number. So, but this is how dumb he is. He blocked out the person number, but my thing is you're texting him, so you have him in your phone under a name. But I guess he didn't want me to see the name. But when he sent me the screenshot of text messages, I could see where he was like, oh, what's up, dog? Like, and said his name. He was like, how you been? Nothing, I'm cool, da 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 da. And then oh boy hit him back like, oh, I worked on her taxes, da da da. This is the amount she'd be getting back. So he sent it to me like, yeah, and he responded was like, yeah, so this is the amount he said you're gonna get back. So he said I was gonna get back $5,000, right? 5,000. To me, that was lit because first of all, your girl was broke as fuck. Second of all, I wanted a new car. Third of all, I ain't never got no money back on my taxes. So I'm like, oh, 5K, that's perfect. So I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, yeah, you're gonna get back 5K or whatever. And I think it was something, because you know how like when you file your taxes and they text you and be like, the IRS accepted it or California accepted it, whatever like that. So he was like, yeah, when he do it, just let me know when you get the text messages saying like your taxes was accepted or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm excited. I was like, yeah, I'm happy as fuck. I know I'm gonna go tell my cousin. I'm like, oh my god, so yeah, I'm about to get 5K back. So he like, okay, that's cool. Like, that's real cool. It was nowhere what he was getting, but yeah, it was something for me. So I'm excited as hell. I'm just happy as fuck. I'm over here looking on Craigslist. I don't know why I'm looking on Craigslist for a car. I'm looking at little janky dealerships. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna get me a nice little car. I'm about to get rid of mine. I'm gonna sell mine, use that money and put it with this and give me a nice little car or whatever like that. I'm just super excited. I'm so happy, right? So I don't know why. I don't know, it just clicked to me. I thought about it because I ended up telling the person who played me, I ain't gonna say who it was, but I ended up not played me, but I ended up telling the person who gave my information to them. I'm like, oh yeah, they said they could do my taxes or whatever. Like, they said they got me. So I told him like, yeah, he said I'm gonna get this much back. So he like, okay, that's cool. Like, it all worked out. That's perfect. So I'm like, yeah. So he was like, how much he gonna charge you? So when he said that, that's when it clicked to me like, wait, he never told me how much he's charging me. So I'm like, I don't know, let me ask him. So I'm like, before I asked him, I'm like, let me ask my cousin. So I ended up asking my cousin like, so how much they charging or whatever. So he was like, oh, he just charging me like I think it was probably like $200-300 he was charging him to do it. So I'm like, oh, that's even perfect, like even better, like that's nothing. So I'm like, okay, like he getting way more than me. He only charged him $200-300. Like, I'm thinking he gonna charge me $50. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna still ask, because my person who gave my information to them, he's like, you should still ask, like, to make sure or whatever like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ask. So I ended up hitting him up and I'm like, hey Jamie, I just wanted to know like how much is he charging and when do I need to pay the amount, like when do I need to pay him or whatever. My cousin told me that he said he didn't have to pay until he got the money or whatever, but yeah. So I'm like, and when do I need to pay? So he like, okay, let me actually hit him up and ask him. So y'all, time go by, I'm not thinking nothing of it. It's so many hours going by that I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good. He not gonna charge me nothing. Like, I'm good as fuck. I'm happy as hell about that. Before Jamie even responded with an answer, when it was hours later, he had hit me up and he was just like, hey, I could either come bring your W-2s, like your paperwork, back to the house, or did you want like me to give it to your such and such when I see him or whatever. So I was like, oh, it don't matter, like however you want to do it. So he's like, all right, cool. So I'm just thinking he didn't never say nothing about the payment, so we good to go. And then also I had told him like, oh yeah, I had got the text from the IRS. So after I told him that, he like, okay, it was accepted. Boom, cool, perfect. You should be expecting around this time. Still ain't said shit about that payment, right? Next thing you know, because you know how you could go on the website and check and shit like that. Next thing you know, let's probably say like a few days later, like probably like 4-5 days, almost close to a week later, he ended up hitting me up and he sent a screenshot, and in the screenshot it was all like, mind you, he cropped that so fucking good, you couldn't see the rest of the conversation or nothing. He cropped it to where you could only see the amount. You cropped it to where you can only see the amount, and it said $1,200. So I'm thinking like, what does this mean? Is I'm getting 5 from the state and $1,200 from California? Whoa! I'm thinking like, okay. He didn't say nothing with it. He just sent the screenshot, and I was like, okay, do I respond to it or something? Mind you, the last time me and him talked, he asked me how did I want to get my paperwork back, which at this point I still ain't got my paperwork back. Anyway, I'm like, not saying nothing about it. I didn't say nothing about it. So I ended up asking my cousin. I kept going to my cousin. I'm like, I know he probably irritated, but he wasn't irritated with me. So I'm like, how much are you getting back with California? How much are you getting back with the state? So he's like, he never told me I'm getting anything back with California, like back with, I mean, the federal and back with state. He's like, he never said I was getting nothing back with the state. He's like, that's a good question. I don't know if it's all to get, like, he didn't say. So I'm like, yeah, because I think he just told me an amount that I'm getting back because he sent me this. He was like, oh, and I showed him the screenshot he sent me. So he was like, I don't know. He's like, I should probably hit that nigga up and ask him. So I was like, yeah, because he didn't say nothing. He's like, ask him what he meant by that. Like, what he mean by that $1,200, right? So I text him and I'm like, hey, Jamie, what's this? Like, you know, what's the $1,200 for? So he was like, okay, I'm gonna explain it in a minute when I get off work. Just give me a second. That's what he texted me back. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not thinking nothing of it. Hours go by, y'all. Hours. This man end up texting me back and he gonna say, so 1,200, he was like 1,200 times 2. That's all he said. He put 1,200 times the X and put a 2. So I'm confused at this point because it's like, you're not saying nothing. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna wait till he hit me back. Y'all, he did not hit me back up till the next day, and he was all like, hey, did you check the status? Like, you should probably be receiving your check pretty soon or whatever like that. Mind you, it was being sent to the house. Like, it wasn't like being deposited in no account, because he asked me if I wanted to have it deposited, but something told me, mind y'all, my bank account was overdraft anyway, but something told me like, nah, just had a check sent to the house. But yeah, so he ended up saying that like, did you check the status? Like, you should be receiving your check soon. So I was like, no. And I was like, and also, what was the number about that you sent me yesterday? So he was like, oh, that was a mistake. And he ended up sending me another screenshot. So the screenshot was like, tell her I charged $1,500. So it went from 12 to 15. Look, so I said, 15 what? 1,500. So I'm like, 1,500. He charged 1,500 for what? I'm like, is this for me? Like, who this for? So he was all like, yeah, so it'll be 1,500 times 2. 15 times what? Escuche me? So I was all like, 1,500 times 2 of what? Like, I'm confused at this point. I'm confusion. So he was all like, yeah, that's how much. He was like, he charged 1,500. He was like, and then my fee, I need a fee. Like, I gotta cut 2 of this. So he was like, my fee is 1,500 too. Excuse me. This nigga name. That's how you know this story is bringing back memories. Okay, my bad. Excuse me, Jamie. Excuse me, bitch. So I'm like, what? So he like, yeah, I charged 1,500 as well. He charged 15, I charged 1,500 because that was my finder's fee. This my dude. You know, I'm the one who hooked it up. All this other stuff like that. So I said, 1,500 is crazy. I said, that's a lot of money. Like, my thing is, at this point, I'm thinking like, okay, whatever, 15 for him, if that's how much he charged, whatever. But I'm not paying you 1,500. So I said, so you want me to, y'all gonna split the 15? I'm really like, y'all gonna split the 15? He was like, no, I charged 15. And he was like, and he charged 15. He was like, and yeah, you could pay us when you get the money or whatever, because clearly you ain't got it right now. Yo, this is when he started having me fucked up. So I'm like, why would I? Because I already knew when you do shit like that with the IRS, they find out. It ain't nothing. Just know that. It ain't going to be a time where they don't find that shit out. You're going to get audited. It's going to be something later down the line. So I'm already knowing it's a possibility I'm going to have to pay this money back. and you think that I'm gonna pay back all this money that I didn't even receive? Are you dumb? So I was all like, it doesn't make sense to me to walk away with 2K out of the 15. I mean, out of the 5, because I'm paying all these people money. Like, it does not make sense to me. So I'm like, nah, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, so we gonna have to negotiate that price or something like that. And he was like, nah, that's the price. He want his 15. He get his 15 off rip, and I'm getting my 15 because I'm the one who hooked it up. Who was you talking to, bitch? So I'm like reading the messages, like maybe I'm reading this a little bit wrong, like maybe I'm tripping, like it probably ain't even for real like that. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I ended up asking my cousin, I'm like, I told him, I'm like, they trying to charge me 15 each, like they trying to charge me 3K for it, and now I'm only getting, like, what? So he was like, hell no, that's out, like, nah, you not doing that. So I'm like, right, that's what I'm trying to explain to him, like, why would I pay you this much money? Like, you know, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, the guy, whatever, if that's how much he charged, even though he didn't charge my cousin that, and he just met him. But I'm like, but you know, if that's your price, that's your price, but I'm not paying you. No, I'm not paying all of that. So he was all like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, nah, he weird as hell for that. Tell him, like, no. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him. So I'm letting him know. I was like, yeah, that's too much. I'm not gonna be walking away with nothing. Like, no, it's not worth it. And mind you, at this point, I don't even know how taxes work for real, because I ain't never really got shit back. So I'm over here telling him, like, well, he could cancel it. He don't gotta do it. He like, it's already went through. It's not a canceled deal. You should be getting that check soon. And when you get that check, let me know, because I'm coming to get my money. Bitch, who the fuck is you talking to? So I'm like, I don't know what you think this is. I said, but that's not happening. I'm not paying that. So y'all, oh my God. After that, he's texting me. He tried to call me. I didn't answer the phone because I'm just thinking like, you my mama people, and I'm gonna be able to get real disrespectful with you. Like, so I'm not even finna answer this phone because you got me fucked up. First of all, you came at me crazy. It's not like you said, hey, Kuzo, it's gonna be the price. You came at me talking about, because I know you ain't got it right now. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, you're coming at me crazy and talking about, yeah, because when you get that check, yeah, I'm gonna be watching for that check too. Because I could check on my end to see when it was supposed to come and what day. So I'm gonna be yeah, texting me like that. So I'm like, oh yeah, he got me fucked up. So, you know, I'm not thinking nothing of him. He's like, he got you fucked up. He's like, let me know, because I will talk to him for you. I'm like, nah, it's cool. I got it. I'm not even tripping. I'm like, I got it. It's cool. I got it. So he like, yeah. So anyway, I ended up literally probably like 2 days later, I got a letter in the mail basically saying like I wasn't going to get the money. Like literally it was saying like something like they needed more information or something like that. So I'm like, okay, everything happened anyway the way that it should happen. So I ended up sending him, because he kept texting me like, did you get that check? Did you get that check? That nigga would text me every day, did you get that check? Every day. And I was not responding to him. So I ended up sending him a screenshot of the letter basically saying like, I'm not getting the money. So he was like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You just made that shit up. And he tried to call me. So I'm like, nigga, don't fucking like, now we getting into it, because I'm like, you got me fucked up. I said, stop harassing me about this fucking money. I said, you on some weird ass shit, and that's that. Like literally, I'm like, I don't have a problem with paying your homeboy, but you're weird as fuck. He like, nah, well, he needs something for doing it, because you probably made that letter up and all this other stuff. When you get that check, I'm gonna need to know when you get that check, because I'm gonna come get my money. I said, pull up if you want to. Yeah, even though this is family house too, but pull up if you want to, because now you playing with me. And I'm like, I'm gonna edit that part out, because I just don't know who watched me. So I'm like, pull up if you want to, basically. And he like, yeah, I'll be pulling up. I'm gonna keep checking to see when you gonna get that check. Mind you, on the IRS thing, it still was saying like, not processing. I think it was saying like something like a date that the money would be coming, right? But we still getting to it or whatever like that. I was thinking to myself, like, I don't want to be messed up. Like, even though at this point I'm thinking like I'm not getting the money, but I'm like, let me hit up the person and let him know, because I don't want him to think I'm playing him. So I was like, what's your connect number? He like, yeah, you not getting that. You not getting that. He just getting at me crazy. So I had went back. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wait, when he had sent me the screenshot, I seen the person name. So y'all, now I'm doing my detective skills. I went and found Jamie on Facebook, and I'm going through his friends list, and I'm looking for this person name. It was only one person with this name. This person, I don't know why he wants to be so incognito, Mr. Taxman. So I ended up going to his page, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna hit him up. So I hit him up, and I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that it's no funny business or whatever. I received a letter saying they need more information, this, that, and the third happened, whatever like that, right? Boom. Waiting. Next thing you know, some hours later, I get a message like, why the fuck you hitting up people about some shit like that? He don't need people in his business. He don't need his Facebook knowing what the fuck he doing. If you need to talk to him, you go through me. How the fuck you even find his name? I ain't even give you his information. Jamie, who's you talking to? So I'm confusion. I'm like, not this bitch ass nigga didn't win and snitch. I went to Facebook thinking like, did he respond? This nigga did not respond to me. So I'm like, oh, this bitch got me fucked up. Cause not you gonna go snitch. I'm letting you know, I'm being completely honest with you that this is what happened. And if I was getting money, I would pay you. But Jamie is not getting shit from me. Maybe you pay him something. I don't know. A finder's fee. Who knows? So anyway, so he like, yeah, like, why'd you hit him up? Mind you, you're saying he don't want Facebook knowing, like, if I went and comment on this man's wall and say, hello, Mr. Taxman, I do not know you, but you have got my information, you filed my taxes, and they not giving it to me. You know, so I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is you talking about, bitch? Like, who he don't want to know? Who he don't want to know? So I'm, like, irritated, and I was like, who the fuck is you talking to? I'm like, you getting real slick at the mouth, motherfucker. We getting into it. I swear we was getting into it bad. But I'm like, I don't ever see this man or whatever, so it's nothing, whatever, right? So he doing the most, trying to intimidate me, like, yeah, but yeah, they said that check would be delivered like next week. It was like a date next week. He was like, yeah, that check would be delivered like next week, and I need that money. I'm gonna need my check. Bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm like, this man is literally insane. So I'm like, yeah, you ain't getting shit. Fuck you. You know, we going back and forth. We getting into it, y'all. I end up, someone told me to go on his Facebook, because mind you, I don't have this man on Facebook. And he like subbed me on Facebook. Sir, are you okay? Is knock knock. Ain't nobody motherfucking home in that head. So I'm like, this dude is weird as shit. Now you really not getting shit, even though I'm thinking I'm not getting none either. I'm like, that IRS website, I don't know why it's saying that, because they sent me a letter basically saying I'm not getting anything because they needed more information. So boom, right? I'm telling my cousin about everything, and I ain't gonna say too much. I'm reasons why, I'm just not gonna say that. But yeah, he was like saying stuff like, nah, that's not cool, basically stuff like that, right? Let's fast forward. Literally, when they was saying I was supposed to get the check, did not get the check, right? This nigga, the motherfucking day, let me tell y'all, the day that I was supposed to get the check that it said on the IRS website, why I wake up, I come out the room, I had nothing to do that day, but someone was telling me like, okay, even though they said I'm not getting it, and I had never called to like follow up or check anything with them, I'm like, I'm gonna stay home and I'm gonna just see. I go in the living room to go just chop it up with my grandma real quick. I look out the motherfucking window. Who is parked in the motherfucking driveway? Jamie is parked in the driveway. I said, ain't this about a bitch? This nigga got me fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up, because who you think you playing with? So I called my mom. Mind you, I was telling her when I was getting to him, and she was like, give me his number because I'm about to cut him out, da 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 da. And I'm like, no, it's cool. I got this. I'll let you know if I need to, you know, if we need to go there. So I'm telling her, like, why the fuck is Jamie here? Mind you, you came by the house, okay, maybe a few times, but not really. This man don't come by our house. So I'm like, why is Jamie here in the driveway? And I'm telling her, like, yeah, this the day the check supposed to come, da 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 da, all this other stuff like that. I'm like, he's weird as fuck, because if you think you finna bitch, I don't give a fuck if that mail lady says, here's a tax return, woo! And swinging out her hair like a mic, like we on fucking Pop the Balloon. Bitch, you still not getting no motherfucking money from me. I don't know what you heard about me. But yeah, so anyway, I'm like, oh, okay, he weird. So my mom irritated as fuck. She's like, oh, I'm gonna come out there. Like, I'm gonna come down there because that's weird as fuck. Give me his number. Like, you know, like all this other stuff. So I'm like, nah, it's cool. Like, it's cool. I got this. I don't know who I thought I was, right? So I'm just thinking, like, he's so weird. He's sitting there. One thing about our mail lady or mailman, especially that mailman, his ass used to be drunk as fuck on the phone. He coming whenever he feel like it, because that nigga's about to be drunk, smelling like a pound of fucking tree and tumbling over every fucking mailbox. So yeah, you gonna be sitting out here all day to feel stupid, because bitch, you ain't getting shit. You can't cash this motherfucker without me, ho. So anyway, I'm like not thinking nothing of it, because I'm like, yeah, he got me fucked up. Yeah, I'm about to end up having to fight this dude today. That's what I'm always thinking about. And I'm like, yeah, let me go get my little big police stick, and I'm about to have to beat his ass. So I'm just like chilling and waiting. I'm like, grandma, let me know when the mail come. I ain't even finna sit here and sweat this weird ass nigga in at all. I ended up going outside too, just to make my presence be known when the ice cream truck came. I literally went outside to the ice cream truck, didn't say shit to him. He looking at me like Snoop Dogg looking at fucking Jody in Yvette's car with the window down, just sitting there. And I'm just like, and it was just pissing me off, because the person who gave my information to him, he just on some, this ain't got shit to do with me shit. Bitch, speak up. So anyway, yeah, so yeah, we didn't say shit, whatever. So finally when the mailman come drunk, stumbling, he hop out the car. Mind you, I'm sitting in the living room, I'm just peeping it. I got my little stick right here. My grandma, she don't know what's going on, but I'm just probably wondering, like, Symone, what you finna do? Whoop his ass. Oh, I'm finna. So I'm just sitting here, and I see him get out the car, and the mail person came up, and I'm thinking like, okay, he probably gonna come in the house and try to question me about this check, and I'm about to have to swing this shit and hit him with it. And damn, family feud now. So anyway, he got the car. why this nigga go to the mailman and ask him for the mail? Mind you, our drunk ass mailman, he knew who lived there. So he was like, oh, now I gotta put in the box. I ain't never seen you before. Who was you? He loud, just talking drunk, because he be just drunk as fuck. We never reported him or nothing, because he still get the mail there whenever he comes, you know. He cool people. So, yeah. He, like, tried to get the mail from him. So when he's walking up, mind you, our mailbox, it goes, like, straight into the house. He's walking up and he looking as the guy is turning through the mail. Mind you, he's looking at the net. Bitch. I stood up. My grandma was like, Moni, what's going on? She was like, why is Jamie outside with the mailman? So she ended up going outside. And she was just like, basically, like, you know, like, what's going on? Like, here, you can give me the mail or whatever. So he was like, hi, Mrs. Grandma. He said my grandma name. And he was like, hi, so he said my grandma name, like, hey, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah, I was just coming to make sure something came, because it's something that's supposed to be coming for me here. So she's like, oh, you getting mail sent to my house? Like, why? Basically, like, the fuck? So he was like, I'm just trying to make sure it came. Did something come from the IRS for Symone? So I went over there, and I didn't try to, but I kind of, like, snatched the mail out my grandma's hand, and I said, and if it did, you ain't finna get shit. So my grandma like, Moni, what is going on? Because, you know, this man is way older than me. So she's like, what is going on? So I'm like, no, nothing, grandma, nothing. It's good. So I'm over here and I'm like, don't worry about it. And if it did, don't worry about it. Whatever, like that. So my grandma, so we kind of go back and forth. My grandma just like, Moni, what's going on? So I'm like, I'm not really trying to tell her much. So she ended up snatching the mail back out my hand. I'm like, my bad. Because I had to realize, like, I did not mean to snatch it out your hand. She was going through or whatever. And she's like, it's nothing in here for her. So he was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, you better let me know when that check come. And he left out. So, I mean, he ended up leaving because he's at the door. He ended up leaving. And I was just so irritated. My grandma like, what's going on? Mind you, I got my little stick in my hand. So my grandma like, what's going on? So I'm telling her like nothing happened. So she like, tell me what happened. My grandpa ended up coming. She ended up calling my grandpa like, oh my God, you gonna snitch on me now? I gotta tell you. So my grandpa asked me like, what's going on? Like, you know, this your people. So he ended up telling me like, I ended up telling him, I broke down everything to him and I told him what the person did that gave my information. So he was like, oh no. So he ended up calling him. Like, why would you do that? All this other stuff like that. And he's like, and now you, like, the people, you owe them money and all this. I'm like, no, it's cool, grandpa. Don't even worry about it. Like, we good. Y'all, I'm just really telling him we good. So anyway, I end up going to my room. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm subbing him like crazy on Facebook. Oh, I miss my old Facebook, y'all, because I was unhinged as fuck. They knew to take that away from me. But anyway, so subbing him on Facebook like, weird bitch ass nigga, old ass nigga, you just mad cause your ass is old. I'm just kidding. He wasn't that old. But you know, when you like in your early 20s and or shit like that, or early, you know, late teens, you think everybody old. So anyway, so I'm just like mad as fuck. I'm just saying like little stuff like that or whatever like that. And he ended up texting me and he was like, yeah, that it didn't come today, but we could find out when that motherfucker gonna come. Like, we could find out. He just like, yeah, we could find out when that motherfucker gonna come. Like, we could find out. So I'm thinking like, bitch ass nigga, like, ain't nobody afraid of you. The fuck? So anyway, I'm just thinking like, okay, it didn't never come. Like, it didn't come that day, so it's clearly not gonna come. And it was crazy because the whole situation that happened, I ended up telling my cousin about it and all this other stuff like that. And he was like, hell no, like, I'm gonna say something to him. That's crazy. Like, not this nigga scoping out the house for the mailman. So now let's fast forward, right? Let's fast forward to like a month later, and he was still hitting me up like, I know you got that check. I know you got that check. You're not gonna play with me and my money. I know you got that check. And we used to really get into it. I don't know why I didn't block this man, but we'll get into it. Like, randomly he'll tell me about, yeah, I know you got that check. I'm gonna get mine. Like, basically trying to threaten me and like, oh, like this, that, like saying like, oh, you know people. Yeah, send them if you want to. Pull up. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just thinking like, whatever. So like a month later, fast forward, like some time, I think it was like a month later that I had fast forward. My cousin I was talking about like the whole situation with that we was both gonna do the tax thing because he had never got his check neither. Like, we both just never got it. It was something that dude didn't know what he was doing. So unfortunately my cousin ended up passing away. Like, so it was just like a situation. And literally, I promise y'all, probably like a few days after he passed away, I checked the mail and guess what the fuck was in that mail? Both of our fucking checks. We both had the check. I was like, never. Why the check like randomly just came? So I'm like, mind you, I didn't open his. I just seen he had mail and I had the same mail. So I'm like, oh, I'm assuming. So I opened mine. I'm like, the check, y'all. I'm excited. I'm like, I got the money. Like, what the fuck? This is crazy. So I ended up cashing it or whatever. And I was sitting on the money for a cool minute because sometimes that weird ass nigga would be coming by the house to hang out with the person that gave my information to him. Just weird. And he would be like, I know you got that check. Just weird as fuck. And we would argue. It would just be like that. So anyway, I was just sitting on the money because at this point I didn't have my car no more. And I didn't tell y'all the story about how enemy is the reason why I fucking lost my car. The police took my shit. So I didn't have my car no more. And I'm like, oh, I do want to get a new car, but I'm trying to find something that I could outright buy because I didn't want to get no car note. So I'm like, damn, let me try to find a nice reasonable car for like $4,000. So yeah. So I was sitting on the money and I didn't want to get a new car anyway because I thought it would be suspicious. Like, where'd you get this money from, right? But I'm thinking at the same time, like, who gives a fuck? So anyway, I'm sitting on this money, not saying shit. I'm sitting on this money for a little while. So fast forward, we go to my cousin's funeral. My cousin's funeral happened and we there, you know, everybody grieving and stuff like that. Tell me why. Tell me the fuck why. When it's the time where when we waiting to put his body in the wall or whatever, this nigga is eyeing me. I feel some eyes on me. Mind you, it's a lot of people there because my cousin knew a lot of people, so it's packed. I'm just thinking like, oh, it's probably people from Instagram and stuff like that. That's like, you know, because a lot of people would like hit me up and shit like that, like random ass people. So I'm thinking like, oh, it's probably just somebody staring at me. But I could feel somebody staring at me and I'm just crying. You know, I'm boohoo crying. It's my cousin. Y'all, something told me to look up because it's like they was burning a motherfucking hole in my shirt the way they was staring at me. I look up, see with some shades on, leaned up against the wall like this, staring at me. Jamie, bitch, we are at a motherfucking funeral. If you don't cut this shit out, I'm just thinking like, I have so much just like anger in me and just hurt in me. So you playing with the wrong one at the wrong time, bitch. Because why is you doing this at a funeral? Just staring at me. So I'm like, I gave him the coldest fucking look and went back to just, now it just irritated me. Like, gave him the coldest look. So at this point I'm annoyed. So I ended up going by my mom and my stepdad and I was telling her like, man, why Jamie over there looking at me? But I just told my mom because I'm like, I know my stepdad, I didn't want to say nothing to him. So she like, what? And I'm like, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. It's cool. He probably not even on nothing like that. She was like, today is not the day. Like, today is really not the fucking day to be playing for real. And I'm like, man, she was already mad because every time shit would happen, I would never have gave her the number because I'm like, one thing about it, like, I don't like involving other people in my shit because shit could happen that might go further than what it is. Even though, you know, I should have involved when that nigga was at the door trying to check the mailman. But yeah, but I just don't like involving people in my situations for real. Like, even when I used to go through the shit with Crazy, I never involved other people because it was like, yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't like involving people anyway. So she was just like irritated too. And I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not worried about him or whatever, right? So time go by, literally, he'll get super close to me. We standing there, they put him in the wall, you know, we praying and stuff. Y'all, we praying and stuff. I'm holding hands, whatever. When it was done, I look up and I had like turned around because somebody had said my name. Like, it was somebody from like Instagram and they was like, hey, Symone, are you okay? I turn around, why this nigga Jamie is literally right here on my fucking back like a backpack. When I tell you, I'm like, is this nigga trying to intimidate me at a funeral? Because, bitch, we could push you into one of these motherfucking hoes. Stop playing with me. But, I'm just kidding. JK, I'm just kidding. Y'all, no hard feelings to Jamie. I doubt Jamie or anybody watch my videos. But, like, no hard feeling to Jamie. We passed this. Anyway, so I was so irritated because it's like, not you playing at this funeral, right? Everywhere I would go and I'm, like, talking and stuff like that, I see Jamie. He put them shades down. He looking through them like, Jamie, what is you doing, bitch? Like, I swear he was just so annoying. We get to the repast and everybody like talking and stuff like that. And I end up just walking like to go be with the kids and stuff like that. Like, I went over there. Why I leave out the house? Because everybody was in the house. I get some cake and I start going to be outside with the kids that was playing basketball. This nigga Jamie started walking outside too. So I'm standing there. I'm like, say something to me, Jamie. This cake finna be in your motherfucking face. So I'm standing there. I'm just like watching the kids playing stuff like that. Just like kind of like trying to smile, you know, through the pain and shit like that. So Jamie just standing there too. He just watching me though. He looking at me. So he just watching me or whatever. He just looking. So I'm like looking at him. He not saying nothing though. He not saying nothing. I'm just like, this nigga is crazy because you think you intimidating me. Like, I'm just like, oh, here, take all of the money. Jamie, you're not getting shit. Fast forward like later that day, he ended up texting me. He was like, I know you got that check. I know you got that check. Stop playing with me and my money. I know you got that check. It's crazy because he said something to me that was giving off like Jamie was finna pull up with the glizzies and make shit shake. I don't know, but it was just funny as fuck to me. He said something, I can't remember exactly what the fuck he said, but he had said something to me. I'm so mad I cannot get in my old iPhone. But he had said something to me, and I was just like, no, this nigga didn't. He was basically trying to say he know I got that check. Mind you, I didn't come to the funeral no spectacular. I had no new clothes on. What you talking about? So yeah, he was basically like, yeah, he know I got that money or whatever. And he was like, yeah, you gonna stop playing with me with my money. Jamie, you cool? How is you cool? So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, this nigga is so weird. Like, he's a weirdo, because not you over here really thinking you intimidating me. So I said, Jamie, stop fucking playing with me. If you want to talk to me, you could have said something with me when you see me today. Jamie, you could have said something when you see me today. I said, I ain't even get that check. Because I was going to say, you know what? I did get the check. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga. But I didn't want to say that. But I was like, I never even got the money. Like, leave me the fuck alone. So he just kept saying like little shit or whatever like that. And I'm not paying him no mind. Because it's like, Jamie, fuck you. Like, I'm really not about to fucking... We not finna do this. Excuse me. We not finna do this or whatever. So he said little stuff to me. I'm not really tripping or whatever like that. So one day... Now let's fast forward. Let's fast fucking forward. Fast forward. Fast forward. Now we fast forward to like, I want to say a year later. Was it a year? Maybe two. Maybe two. I don't know. Let's say, I think it was a year later. We fast forward to like a year later. Me, no Jamie issues. No Jamie issues. It was just like done, did it, whatever. Oh yeah. It was a year later. Okay. Like, and at this point, I was doing a little better for myself and I started caring about my credit. And I was like, okay, let me start working on my credit, right? So I signed into Credit Karma and I'm like, what is this? It was something on my credit, right? And I'm like, what is this? It was a collection and it was for $100. I look and I'm like, I don't know what this is. So I ended up looking up the name and they said it was like Time Warner Cable. It said like Time Warner, but you know, that's like Comcast. I don't know what, do they go like Time Warner now or Comcast Spectrum? I don't fucking know. That's how old I am. So anyway, it was one of those. It said something like that. So I'm like, what? When did I get cable? I ain't never had cable before. Like, I live at my grandma's house. What the fuck? I don't need cable. They got cable. So anyway, I ended up calling the number and I was like, hey, y'all see this is on my credit, whatever like that. I called the collection agency, whatever. They was like, oh yeah, you all balance to such and such and such. So I'm like, can you tell me the address? Like, you know, so they was all like, asking for my name. They like asked my name. I'm like, yeah, this is Symone, whatever. So they was like, yeah, it's for the resident in Victorville. I ain't even gonna take it off. Like, it doesn't even matter. So they was like in Victorville and they said the street. So I'm like, Victorville? They was like, yeah. So I'm like, I've never lived in Victorville a day in my life. Mind you, Jamie didn't live in Victorville either. Let me cook. So I'm like, Victorville. They like, yeah, so would you like to pay your balance $100? So I'm like, no, the fuck, that's not me. So at this point, I'm irritated as fuck and I start to kind of think, right? So I start doing research again. I don't delete messages. That's why I'm mad I don't have my old iPhone. I don't delete messages unless, like, for stuff like that, because I feel like I'm going to need that one day. I don't know why I feel like I'm going to need those messages one day or something like that. Don't know. But anyway, so I'm like, let me go back. I'll go through me and Jamie old messages and I found that person's name again, right? I go to Jamie Facebook, find the person again. Where the fuck it say this man live at? Victorville, California. So I'm like, hold up. Do you mean to tell me this bitch ass nigga went and got cable in my name and couldn't pay his $100 cable bill? Or you purposely did that? He clearly purposely fucking did that, right? So I'm like, damn, at least rack it up a little bit more than $100, you broke ass bitch. So anyway, I was like, no the fuck he didn't. Y'all, out of anger, I ended up hitting him up. I hit this man up. Mind you, this is how fucking dumb this dude is. This is how dumb this nigga is. And I don't know why I didn't peep it before, back when I was trying to hit him up. But I seen he was like one of the people, you know how people be having their numbers attached to their social media? It was attached to his fucking Facebook. I hit this man up off a text free and I was like, you weird ass bitch. And I put his address. I put the address on there. But this is how I kind of probably gave myself up though. Because I ended up hitting up, Jamie, and I said, you and your homeboy some weird ass bitches, I'm going the fuck off. I was like, oh, you gonna use my name for some fucking cable and then leave the fucking shit in my name and now I got this on my credit? Oh, you a weird ass bitch. I said, that's why I got that money. I ain't never paid y'all shit. Even though some of it got took though. That was the karma. That was bad money. Bad money. Bad money. So anyway, I'm just like, yes, I never paid y'all shit. So then Jamie ended up respond back like, oh, so you got that money? So you got that check? Oh yeah, I still need mine. So I'm like, fuck you, get it out that cable bill. I'm like, fuck you, get out that cable box, bitch. Like, you know, I'm going in, like, we getting into it or whatever. And I was so mad. I'm telling my mom, like, what the fuck? Like, he did this and that, and the third. So I ended up doing the whole little, I was irritated. Mind you, this is before, like, tax season has started. Did tax season start already? I don't think it did. Did it? I don't know. I don't think it did, because I was able to contact the IRS and I was able to, do identity theft. So it's like now I do like the code every year. Like they can't file my taxes or whatever. So I did the whole identity theft. I did it on my credit for the identity theft for them to get that shit off. She had to show the proof, all this other shit like that. That's not none of my addresses and stuff like that. It'd be annoying because that shit randomly sometimes pop back up. But I go right back in because, bitch, even if it's $100, I'm not paying it. One day I might. If that shit pop up and fuck up my 800 credit score, bitch, I'm gonna have to just pay that $100. Maybe one day, but it ain't popped back up yet. Anyway, I was irritated as fuck. Y'all. And mind you, on top of that, on top of them, me and Jamie had gotten to it bad, but I ended up blocking him because I was like, fuck you, bitch. I had texted the person like when I put the address and he was like, who is this? Yeah. Y'all, it took everything in me not to pull up to that address. And my mama crazy. You think I got some stories? My mama got sometimes 10. I told her ass and she was ready to fucking go to that address. Then I started thinking logically. I said, we are going there blindsided. We don't even know what these people look like. Because mind you, I don't think it was old boy who lived there. It probably wasn't. Cause I looked up the address. It was an apartment. I don't think it was him because the pictures of him and his wife, I'm like, oh, I'm finna reach out to his wife and send her address, video, pictures. I'm finna do all this. I was on some crazy shit. I'm like, I'm finna email the wife, like find her email, send her addresses. I said, we should go to the house. Y'all, I was literally on some dumb shit because even when I broke up with the boy enemy, I was kind of loco. I was thinking like, I'm gonna, like, I know where he be at. He be high. I'm gonna take photos of him and I'm gonna mail it to his house and think he got some stalker. Think he got a stalker, bitch. That's some stalker ass shit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do some shit. I'm about to, yeah, y'all played with the wrong one. But then I was thinking about it. I don't think them people live there. I really didn't think him and his wife lived there or whatever. So I was like, I think it was probably like somebody else they just let use, or maybe shit, he probably had a spot where he go do his dirt at. Who fucking knows? So I was just like, you know what? I started thinking logically. I never had emailed the wife. I never had emailed her and nothing like that. But I was thinking like, yeah, we can't go there because we're going blindsided. We don't know who these people are for real that actually live here. So who we gonna be looking for? Like, you know? And yes, because my mom was ready to go right then and there. Right that motherfucking hour. Look, I got some stories about her being impulsive as fuck. That's one thing I cannot tell my mom some shit. I cannot call my mom in distress or mad about anything because she gonna be ready to ride right now. Not at dawn, but at this very moment. Yeah, we got some times, but I don't know why I even talk about those. But anyway, so yeah, I was so irritated. I was ready to go. But look, not on top of that, I didn't even go do it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just handle it, get it off my credit or whatever like that, dispute it. Cause I had already disputed some shit off my credit before, like when my car had got took and they had a nerve to try to tell me to pay an impound fee. Bitch, y'all sold the car in the impound. What the fuck am I paying y'all a holders fee for it? I never got the car back. Even though I was gonna get it back, but that's when it was like they suspended. It was a lot to that. You know what? We'll talk about that another time. But anyway, so yeah, I had I got that off my credit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just get off my credit. It's fine, whatever like that. So now let's fast forward. I'm working my job. I got me a good job. I'm doing good. I'm finally got me a stable job. It's probably like that happened in 20 blank. So yeah, now it's like 2 years. Probably like 2 years after the whole, I found out the shit had the what's it called in my name? The cable. So it's probably like a year after that. I'm at work, got me this nice good job. I'm so happy. I'm like, okay, taxes coming up. I finally got me a job that's consistent. I'm probably get something back. So I'm sitting at my desk talking, drinking my drink, just doing the most. Next thing you know, the owner came out. The owner of the job, like you will see her on some days, she'll come like have meetings and shit like that. But she was coming out to us and I'm thinking like, ooh, you know, that's when everybody start getting like real, like, okay, let's chill. Oh, girls right here. So she came out and she was like, hello, Symone, can I talk to you real quick? But she had an England accent. So I'm not going to do it though. Because my accents don't be on point when I try to do them. I just got to be spontaneous. So she was like, can I talk to you real quick? So I'm like, yes, I'm thinking like, bitch, I'm getting fired from my good job. So I end up getting up and she pulled me over to a little conference room. Everybody looking like, what the fuck? Cause she don't have nobody, she have everybody do her dirty work. Yeah, why is she talking to you? She put me to the side and she was like, hand me a letter. I'm thinking like, oh, she's firing me. So my heart is beating fast already. I'm shaking. And she was like, Symone, put yourself in an extended break or something like that. She was like, and go call the IRS. She was like, because they sent me this letter and they told me to send your whole paycheck to them. I said, what? She was like, yeah, but I don't want to do that to you. Like, you know, I don't want to do that. So just go contact them and like try to make an arrangement or see what you could do to, you know, fix your issue, because they're about to garnish your wages and come for your bank account. Look, when she said that, I said, oh, are you serious? She's like, yes. So I ended up putting myself in extended. I'm looking panicky. She ended up walking back to her, like I'm walking out the little office. She walked back to wherever she was going, to her office. I put my thing in and I'm panicking, walking away, grab my phone. So everybody like, what happened? What happened? I called them motherfucking people. They was like, yeah, you owe for this, that, like you owe this money or whatever like that. I owe $5,000. Why'd y'all give it to me if y'all just gonna want it back? So they was like, you owe $5,000 or whatever like that. And they was like, unless you could file your taxes and file your state. Mind you, let me tell you something. Remember when I said I asked how much we was getting back from state? Why this nigga never filed state? He never filed state, and the W-2 that he made for the federal, because I guess he didn't know how to get around state, so he just didn't file it. So they was like, unless you could file it and, you know, provide us with those W-2s from this, they said the job. I remember he told me what it was. So I'm like, oh, I don't even want to go there. Like, why would I sit here and just keep playing a game with y'all when y'all mean business? IRS take people to jail. So I'm like, what? I was so scared. It's like, yeah, unless you want to file, if you could file, you know, that information and then file state and shit like that from that year, it was like, then, you know, you won't have to owe if we see everything is correct. It was like, unless you want to pay. Y'all had to make my big girl decision and just say, could we do an arrangement? They was like, okay, we could do an arrangement, stuff like that. Because they was really they was finna garnish my wages, y'all. Oh my God, don't play with them people. Don't play with them people. You is not safe, bitch. Because y'all, anyway, so I ended up setting up an arrangement with them. I was stressed out. I did the bare fucking minimum arrangement. The stupidest arrangement. I think I told them I could pay them like $50 a month. Why they even accept that shit is beyond me. But anyway, I ended up paying it off though, later in life though. I paid that shit off. But the reason why, it just was like stressful. Oh my God. A note to anybody that owe the IRS. Make that arrangement. Call them people. Don't play with them. I'm telling y'all now, last year I had forgot to make an arrangement with state. I always with federal because that'd be the biggest bill. But I forgot to make my arrangement with state last year. They went in my bank account and snatched that shit clean. Okay? They didn't snatch my whole bank account, of course. Because, yeah, but they snatched their money and I was like, oh no, that just reminds me, I need to call them people tomorrow. What the fuck? Because I did federal, but that's why I have made, if y'all seen my tweet, like I said, that inspired this story time and made me remember how I even, yeah, but that tax debt is paid off. But it reminded me because this year taxes, they said, pay this, y'all. I was trying to set up an arrangement online and they was like, oh, you can't make an arrangement, a long-term arrangement because it was over a certain amount. So I'm like, bitch, please, because who y'all talking to? So I'm calling them. They said pay X, Y, and Z, crazy amount, big money. They said pay, who got this money? They said pay this by next month or we're gonna come for what you own. Baby, it's not the full amount though. It's just to pay it to start the arrangement, but it's a crazy amount. So I'm like, oh my God, who got this money, baby? Cause what? My birthday just passed. It's holiday season. Damn, can y'all call me back in February or something? But you know what? I told my man and he said, baby, I got you. Oh, that's a real man. I said, you will help me. He gonna help me with my tax debt, y'all. That's a real man. But yeah, that's basically what happened though. And then just note to anybody that's doing it, don't do it. You're gonna owe them people and you do not want to have to go through that shit with them. Because like I said, they're gonna come for whatever you got. Whatever you got. They're gonna come for everything. And they could go in that account. Don't think they can't. Oh, even if you put, baby, listen. It's crazy because when they took the money on my account last year, they didn't even take it out the checking. They took it out the savings. I said, oh, they could do that? Yeah, so don't play with them people. That's a note to self. Yeah, and don't give nobody information to file taxes because they gonna get some crazy shit in your name. Just luckily mine was just some cable. But yeah, that's it for this story time, you guys. I love you guys so much, y'all. For the ones who've been asking, my birthday vlog will be up tomorrow, so make sure y'all go tune in and check that out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on my next one. Peace out.